Hey, this is Kelly.
Hey, this is Sue.
Welcome to Front Porch AF, where friends and neighbors
Gather to have a drink, a laugh, and figure out how to solve all the problems of the world.
Cheers.
This is a
But
really wide
wait.
table.
Something's wrong here.
Well, there's nothing in here.
Yeah, just ice. Like, what's up?
Well, we can't go to the drink of the day yet. You're Russian. You're Russian.
I'm not.
I know. Okay. How are you, Kelly?
I'm doing well. How are you, Sue?
I'm doing better because I got done with my physical therapy and I didn't hurt myself too bad.
Oh, wow. Like done or just done for the day?
No, I'm for today.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you got that in.
Yeah. What do we got coming up?
Today, I'm very excited about our show today. Our topic is hospice.
I know.
I know that's a big one, but we have a very special guest, Khette Cox, who's going to share some personal stories and really break it all down for us and help us understand what hospice is
Yes,
really all
and
about.
I can't think. I have been so excited since we got talking about this. You know,
I
it comes on the heels of my Death Cafe.
Your Death Cafe comes
Yeah.
on the heels with me having a
Yeah.
close to that
Yeah.
experience with my mom. So it's
And
really important.
this is something that a lot of our audience either has already dealt with or will be dealing with, in the not too distant future. So stay tuned. This is
Exactly.
going to be a good one.
It's gonna be good. Great.
But it helped to have a drink.
That's what I was pointing out when we started this conversation.
I have an
so what's
empty,
going on? Like,
I have an
why is it
empty. I have an empty glass with ice because I'm going to. I grabbed the only thing in my refrigerator that I could find last minute. I'm opening a bottle of pre-mixed margaritas. That's right,
gosh.
pre-mixed margaritas. It's called On the Rocks.
It sounds wonderful.
And
Oh,
did you hear that clunk? And listen.
nice. How's it taste?
This is the second week in a row that I've had margarita. But really, who's counting? What do you got? And I
having
know
Miller
it's
Lite,
it's a
right?
Miller Lite.
But you know what's coming up next week? Or, well, not next week after next. June, Pride Month.
Pride Month.
So I'm starting to pull it out. Got my rainbow shirt. Our guest might have some rainbow gear on. I've got my Lipstick Lounge huggy today.
Lipstick Lounge at Nashville, Tennessee.
So this is more of a beer parka because it comes all the way up. So I've got my Lipstick Lounge beer parka on today.
Every
very
month
excited
is
about that.
Pride Month.
Yes, but June.
Yes,
is
but
Pride
June is
Month on
officially
steroids.
Pride. Yes,
Officially,
okay,
It's gonna
yep.
be fun.
All right, let's see. We got through the drink specials.
All right, you go ahead and do your neighborhood notes.
Are you
first.
sure you don't want to do yours first?
No, I want you to get through.
All
yours
right,
first.
I've got two of them.
All right, what you got?
Number one, on June 11th, this show airs June 3rd, so
Okay.
y'all will have plenty of time to either run to or stay far away from the Dive Bar Choir, which will be forming at D's on June 11th. They're handing out little flyers, and we'll put the QR code
Who
up.
is in the dive bar choir?
You can sign up to
anybody
be
can be
anybody. And guess who is in? Here's the quick
Guessing.
here's the
Sue
quick
Havlish.
description. Sing legendary hits in massive 3-part harmony, led by pro vocal coach Zelda Sheldon. No auditions, no sheet music, just good times, drinks, and epic anthem. Count Sue in.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be
And
so
that's
fun.
right. Yes, it is good. It's
I think I'll be here. I'm going to try to do it.
Oh my God, that'd be
That'd be so
great.
fun.
The last time you sang at D's, and I do have video.
Yes, but it's in the vault.
It is in the
deep
vault.
in
What's it
out.
worth to you for never to see the light of day?
Well, if you could cut me out and just have Steph's part in there.
Okay,
it would be
yeah,
fun.
I think I can do that. And speaking of D's, you're going to be, and this is for all you doubters out there. We are science. We are science
You're
oriented.
scientists always.
And
yeah.
an Oxford University study has just been released that finds that being a regular at a local bar boosts happiness and health. And I will quote the Oxford University study. Frequenting local pubs contributes to enhanced health and happiness by fostering face-to-face interactions and strengthening social circles. This is science, baby.
I
Science.
believe it.
So,
Yeah, that's awesome.
How soon can we leave here and get to Dee's?
We need to go up there and get some happiness and health, I think.
Happiness and health. I'm all for it. So what about you in the neighborhood notes?
Well, I'm going to kind of flash back. We'll rewind a minute to our last episode. For those of you who listened to it, I mentioned that I did no mow April, which
That's
because
true.
of circumstances with my mom extended deeply into no mow May. Right. So I had several neighbors reaching out to me doing wellness checks on me.
Because
right?
your grass
my
was
grass
so
was
long, they
so
thought you were
tall.
dead
They
inside
thought
the
I was
house,
dead. They
or
thought I
you'd
might-
you'd fallen and you couldn't get up.
And I was hidden in the tall grass, really tall grass, like probably some of it getting close to over 3 feet tall.
I made a tiny little video of that, and it went up on our socials, as I believe. Yes.
So as I'm fielding text messages and phone calls from friends about my tall grass, my Aunt Janet was here, and we were taking care of some things for Mom, and we had to go out and run an errand. And when we got back, my mailbox was smashed
by vandals.
Well,
But yeah.
AJ was like, maybe I have a Jerry Green sign. She's like, maybe they don't like Jerry Green for governor. I'm like, well, nobody can not like Jerry Green. She's an awesome human. I don't think, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm not going to think anything nefarious in our neighborhood. I just,
No.
just doesn't happen like that. But it was.
But
all
I can
bashed,
understand where it might
and
cross somebody's
the little
mind.
door was hanging off.
I know, the poor little door is just hanging out there.
So we we came over here and we were coming back from your house,
Uh-huh.
and the lady that lives immediately across the street from me pulls out of her driveway and pulls up into my driveway, and we jump out to wrangle the dogs and start talking to her, and she said, "Hey, I took out your mailbox." So her dad, she leaves her driveway and takes a left to go to visit her dad, who lives right down the road. So my mailbox is kind of right across the road there, and she's like, I took out your driveway, and I said, "Oh no, that's fine." She said, "I was looking at your grass and hoping you were okay."
You realize your lawn grass almost killed your neighbor.
That's when I knew it was time to mow.
Time to mow.
I was up at 6:30 the next morning, weed eating the ditch.
And we got video.
And you have video because you're up at 6:30.
I am, right. I was on my way somewhere at 6:30. Got you.
And nobody complained about me being up at 6:30. All I've gotten is a lot of feedback of how good the yard looks. One of our neighbors stopped in the middle of the road yesterday and said, "I really like it when your grass is cut."
You know what I'm getting for you no, what comes next? Christmas. You know what I'm going to get you a sign that you can put in your yard, and it says "No mow, fill in the month."
Yeah, I need that. But they do have no mow April signs. I just didn't get one because I thought everybody kind of knew I did that. But next year, I'm going to reach out to the folks
Remember,
that do
you
it.
almost killed your neighbor.
I almost killed my neighbor.
Because of your lawn grass.
And I had to get a new mailbox, which I needed a new mailbox anyway. So.
You do need a new mailbox.
I did. I got a new one.
You did?
Yeah, I already put it up.
How did I miss that? Oh, I haven't driven.
You haven't driven that way.
Haven't driven that way. Okay. Any more neighborhood notes?
I mean, that's a lot. That's all I got.
I tried to talk
Mama's
somebody.
doing well for anybody who's keeping up with that. Mama's
Yeah.
doing amazing.
Yeah.
She's up and they've got her walking and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, your mom had hip surgery not too long after I had hip surgery, and she's
like
doing well.
A week ago today.
Wow.
No, 2 weeks ago.
No,
today.
2 weeks ago today.
And
Yeah.
she's doing great.
I'm so happy for her.
Me too.
Yeah. We've got a mailbag. Do you have a mailbag?
I don't have anything in the mailbag.
Well, of course, I have something for the mailbag.
I'm glad
All
you
right.
do.
And I'm going to reach down. And for those of you who are watching this on video, I don't have to say I'm going to reach down. But for those of you just listening to the audio, it's a help.
It's like calling a basketball game. It's
It is.
step by step.
You know, that is something that I would love to do.
Oh, I know. Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh, man.
I love listening to basketball on the radio.
Yeah. Or you can envision it. Like you used to listen to all the games, like especially baseball, which I listened to on WGN AM 720. You could listen to all the games and you could picture the plays in your mind. Okay, so picture this play. Sue is reaching down.
She's reaching down, folks, to her right.
I'm getting
Got a bag.
and I'm getting out what came in the mail.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay. This looks interesting.
As all you guys,
Sue has
well,
pulled
as
out
many of
some
you
pieces
guys,
of paper from
so
her
many
bag.
of you guys know, I teach English as a second language during the school year. The vast majority of our new members of the community, Latino, most of them speak Spanish. But I don't have to speak Spanish because I teach. People who
teach
still
English.
I teach English. That's right. And they had graduation And unfortunately, because of my hip surgery, I couldn't attend the graduation ceremony. But they sent me a collection of, and I'm going to pull it out here, a collection of comment cards and little thank you notes from members
cool.
of my, and I can't thank
That is
ESL
really awesome.
Class 5 enough for taking the time to send me. I mean, it did bring tears to my eyes.
Oh,
I
they
said,
have a little note card.
"Oh, well, once again, thank you for all the time you share with us, and thank you so much for. I admire. This makes me. Thank you, Sue, for all your help. Thank
That's
you.
so
This is.
good.
I really appreciate that. But here's the other thing that they sent me.
Oh, no.
Yes, it's a certificate
Of?
it is, and I'm going to hold this up. It is certificate
So it
of
is a
volunteer hours. All right, I'm going to.
It is beautiful.
It
It's got
is.
your name
It
on
is
It says
from
Sue Hadley.
from Conexión Americas, the sponsoring community organization for serving the Latino community, and you'll be interested to know. For generously contributing your time and expertise as an online ESL teacher with duration of service, January 27th through May 7th, total hours volunteered, 16 hours. I assume
16 hours?
Yeah, well, an hour and a half a week.
I thought you did more than that. It felt like you
For
did more than that.
it's like 12 weeks.
Okay.
And it's an hour and a half,
That's awesome.
whatever it is. But the fact that they have total hours, it makes me think that I would be sentenced to community service.
I guess if you were doing it for community service, you could count it.
I guess so. Basically, I've got 16 hours in the bank. So if I go before a judge and they say, Miss Havlish, that is certainly against the law, but you can avoid jail time if you do 16 hours of community service. I will
You'd
whip
still
this
have
mother
0.7
out.
left over.
Oh my God. So I think I can go commit some crime. Some low level, a misdemeanor. Let's work on which misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor?
Yeah, which misdemeanor. There's a great friend of mine, old friend of mine named Eddie. Last name will be reserved, but I will tell him. Back in the 70s,
Okay.
he got arrested for so many weird ass things. We used to call him Mr. and Misdemeanor. I mean, like things like climbing a water tower.
Oh, yeah.
On
You
the
can get
way
arrested
to
for that?
when it says private property of
That's what
the
you get arrested for it, though.
metropolitan whatever,
Yeah,
and
but
jaywalking.
Arrested
And we
for
were
jaywalking?
hippies. We were stone ass hippies.
Oh, so he was
This is
targeted.
70,
I gotcha.
71, yeah, 69, 70, 71.
Like,
Yeah. Mr. and Misdemeanor.
That's cute.
Yeah.
That is so cute.
Okay.
All
That's
right.
the random mailbox. Mark will say that you're not on mic. Ooh, get back on the mic.
I would agree with him when he says that.
Okay, well, fine then. Okay,
well,
now.
fine then. All right, why don't we get to it?
Okay, I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm so ready. I'm going to introduce Khette today. I had the pleasure of meeting Khette earlier this year, and I wish I'd have known her sooner. She's one of the best people I've gotten to meet.
And thank you for introducing Khette to me.
Yeah. So we're really honored to have Khette Cox with us today on the show. Khette, who also goes by Never Meets a Stranger Khette, makes her living praying with dying folks. And Khette is a East Tennessee native born in Knoxville, and she received her divinity, moved here to Nashville in 2006, and received her divinity degree at Vanderbilt University in 2009, and has been working here in Nashville since then. She is going to talk to us today about being a chaplain and working in hospice care. So, Khette, come on over. Really happy to have you with us today.
Thank you, Khette.
Thank you all so much.
I have two old friends who came out of Vanderbilt Divinity School, but before your time.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I bet I've run into them.
Khette, before we jump into this, what are you drinking today?
I believe I'm drinking some Angel's Envy.
Yes,
Appropriately.
Triple oak barrel bourbon.
Yes.
And out of a glass with the Smoky Mountains.
Smoky Mountains.
Etched in
right
the
here
bottom,
in the bottom.
in honor of your roots.
Absolutely love it. I'll be there next weekend.
Cool.
Actually.
Yeah, well, before we dive into the hospice stuff, I cyberstalked you and understand that you like to do Jesus stuff sometimes. And you'll stop your friends going down the street and say, hang on, I got to go do some Jesus stuff. What does that mean?
Well, Probably for me, that means I've been doing it since I was about 4 years old when I climbed in somebody's lap at the bus station and just wanted to talk to him. Mm-hmm. I have grown up loving people for as long as I can remember, wanting to talk to people. I remember talking to my mom one time, and she said, I was getting out of college, and she said, well, what do you want to do with your life? And I said, I just want to talk to people. And she laughed at me. But that's what I get to do every day, is talk to people, a lot of times in their hardest moments, a lot of times in their most real moments. But I think Jesus stuff can be anything that we're doing every day. The Holy is with us.
That's cool. I love that. Well, we're going to jump right in.
All right.
To hospice. Can you give it, like, hospice can be a lot of different things and take a lot of different shapes or form. Can you kind of like give us a summary of that, like kind of break it down for our listeners, like what is hospice?
Sure.
What can hospice be?
Sure. Hospice, I will say this, and we may get into this a little bit later, is a definition by Medicare, because the government's got to get into everything, of 6 months or less to live. Now, that doesn't mean that someone will die in 6 months or less, but it does mean that they will be receiving comfort care, which is care for pain, whatever comfort looks like for that person, and not curative care. So you're not always going back to the doctor. You're not always going to the hospital if something happens. You have folks who will come to your home. If you are in hospice care, you have a nurse, a hospice aide who helps you bathe, a chaplain if you want one, and a social worker who will all come and visit with you, help you with your symptoms, help your family deal with what's going on. Lots of folks get scared of hospice because they think you're going to die now. And lots of folks think we're going to kill people, and we don't. But what we do is help folks die in the way that they want to die, which is with comfort, whatever that looks like for each person.
I had a quick question. You talked about not necessarily going to die in 6 months. Medicare, when you sent us that link, Medicare authorizes 2 90-day periods of hospice care to be followed by unlimited 60-day periods. So once you get in, you are covered as long as you don't try to get cured.
Correct.
That is what I found. The minute there's a treatment that is aimed at curing your condition, you are bounced out of that.
Yes.
And can be held liable for expenses that you incurred, which could be deemed treatment rather than palliative care.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I find
Yeah. Now, what that means on the ground, and I think I just jumped on you, but what that means on the ground is if you come into hospice for whatever your, say, cancer, and there are no other treatments available to you, or you've chosen not to do other treatments, but, I want to go do physical therapy. You are welcome to do physical therapy, but your hospice benefit is not going to pay for that. Okay. So you would have to revoke, what we call the revoke. So you would leave hospice care to go do physical therapy, to go do, if you needed fluids, to go do some things that are considered curative. Doesn't mean you can't do it. You just cannot do it on a hospice. Okay. And you can come back to hospice. We have some folks who leave to try something, or they want to, not quite ready for it. They can leave hospice services, go do what they feel like they need to do, and then they can come back to us.
That.
So you're never out of options.
Can have new therapy that becomes available, and you might be able to.
So you're not trapped. You don't have to say I'm in hospice, so I'm never going to leave.
Correct.
You have an out if you want it.
Absolutely.
That is good to know.
As long in those 90-day periods, we meet as a team. Every hospice team should be meeting every week or two to discuss their patient load, to discuss is Sue meeting hospice criteria? Is she declining? Is she still eating? Is she not eating? Those kinds of things. So we talk about that. If someone gets close to, we're thinking, I don't know, maybe she's not, then we will talk with our doctor. Each hospice team has a doctor that they work with. Talk with our doctor, look at the record again, talk with that family. We're not just going to leave somebody out in the wind, but help them get back to their physician, to other care. So you will still have health care. It just may not be within hospice.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Who decides what's curative?
I think probably the patient and their physician.
I mean, like for the government, how does that work? When the government can say, "Oh, you're going to get fluids," that's like.
Typically, I don't know. I would think whoever sets those rules discusses those with folks in the medical field.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes, I say sometimes because it's not always going to happen, there may be a need or a want, a one-off for the fluids or for the physical therapy, but
gotcha.
not regular.
Can I just ask one quick question? Sure. I had always thought, because I volunteered with a live hospice 20 years ago when I first moved here, I always thought hospice was a physical place. Hospice is a condition or a set of circumstances.
Correct.
You can be hospice at home.
Yes.
And what is the difference between hospice at home, hospice in a physical building, and what happens when you are in one or the other?
Hopefully, if you are in hospice at home, your family is able to care for you in however they care for you. If you're up and around and they want you at home and you're comfortable there, ideally we'd all like to die at home. I think to die in a hospital, having worked in several, would not be the best place to do it. Lots of beeps and sounds and people coming in. But at home, you're in your environment. You have people around you who love you and will care for you in the ways that they know that you enjoy. Alive is the only hospice that I am aware of in Nashville who has what we would call a hospice house, which would mean someone would go there. It's set up, I won't say like a hospital, but more like a hotel. Have their own rooms. Folks have their own rooms. There's room for family there. There's 24-hour staff there to care for them. If someone is at home, for instance, or comes from the hospital, and symptoms, breathing, pain, agitation, somebody's really anxious, are not able to be controlled at home with medication, they can be transferred to a place like that.
Okay.
And Alive is
maybe didn't have a family.
correct.
Or caregivers.
Yeah. And sometimes it may be in a nursing home. I have lots of patients who are in long-term care facilities, who might be in assisted living facilities. That is their home. That is that patient's home. So that place is treated as their home with that same respect.
That's the way they're set up at my mom's memory care facility.
Yeah.
And they have oftentimes their own furniture, their own things from home.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Khette, I've been through hospice with my grandmother with cancer, but there's a lot of other things that people have. Like, what are things that make somebody go on hospice?
You mean as far as illnesses go?
Yeah, like what?
Yeah. If it may be dementia, we have lots of dementia patients who reach a certain point. Dementia not only affects someone's memory and their mind, but also their physical capabilities. Cancer. Folks may have heart issues, lung issues, those types of things. Chronic diseases can turn into terminal diseases. So
when you think about caring for a person with cancer versus like a person with dementia, does the hospice look different?
No.
It's the same.
No, it's the same treatment. Obviously, the symptoms that you would be treating and needs would be different for those folks. Medications would be different, so there would need to be some education for folks at the home who may be caring for those patients and those family members. That different medications are going to be one thing for, say, COPD than they would be for dementia. And sometimes people have, a combination of lots of things.
Complex.
Yeah.
So what Is hospice covered by insurance?
It is covered by your Medicare benefits.
So I guess as senior citizen, you're on Medicare.
Correct.
But if you're me and
If you're you,
something happens,
yes, it will. I think it's part of I don't want to say Social Security, but yeah, most insurances will have that hospice benefit, and it's everything that is related to your primary diagnosis, your primary hospice diagnosis, will be paid for by that hospice benefit.
But if you're a person without insurance, like
Yeah,
is that the
that's
kind of
what-
thing? What happens in that case?
For that case, we have folks who are on TennCare. We can help do that. Your social worker on that team can help do that. Someone may already have TennCare. We also have charity cases as well that help with that payment.
What's the difference between a nonprofit and a for-profit hospice provider?
I think that is some bigger thing than I'm well aware of.
Oh, okay.
I have worked for both a nonprofit and a for-profit, and the care given is not any different
Oh, good.
at
Good.
all.
Good.
I currently am with a considered for-profit company, and we often have to ask for charity payment, but I have yet to see anybody be denied that.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So I honestly don't know the technical differences of those.
So what do you do on the team?
Show up.
I love that.
My job on the team as a chaplain, and sometimes it scares people because there are a lot of people who've been hurt by the church, and but my job is to support that patient and their families spiritually, whatever spirituality looks like for them. I am not there to take over their home church if they have one. That's not my job. My job is to be there with them. I do anything from prayers to spiritual conversations to turkey calls at the kitchen table to just sitting and watching the Waltons. I don't have really any role. It's up to the patient what they want me to do. I see folks usually once or twice a month for about an hour. If they would like to see me more often, that's fine too. But that's my role, is to be whatever that support is that family and patient need.
That's so awesome. So tell me about I'm going to put kind of two questions into one.
Okay.
Like, how do you do this and not be sad all the time? And which rolls into there must be some joy in it. So tell us about how that works together.
Sure.
For a person that's doing this.
I wonder all of that some days. When I went through my training for chaplaincy, and that's a whole nother conversation, but I worked with kids on the Vanderbilt cancer floor at the Children's Hospital there, and realized that was one of the most real places I could ever be, because kids don't have a filter, and it doesn't matter. If it's a bad day, it's a bad day. I found that also in hospice. Most people, and it's the patient, the families are the ones that you really kind of have to dig through to get down to what matters. But for the patients, there's no time for BS, frankly. Most folks are very honest about what's going on. Most folks are more concerned about their families than they are themselves. They are probably at their most real than they've ever been, because there's not time for stuff. So that part is what brings me the most joy. People die the way they live. I don't know anybody who's had some grand, if they were hateful in life, they're probably going to be hateful dying. If they were the one that took care of everybody, they're going to keep trying to take care of folks. Yeah. So I haven't seen any deathbed. I did have one patient who told me if he saw a preacher leaving his room thinking he had a deathbed confession, to come and check on him. And I did have to do that a couple of times, but he was who he was. So that piece to me is a joy. There's a lot of funny moments. There's a lot of unfiltered times that I may have with people. You find out a lot about families
I bet you do.
and who likes who and who doesn't. Now, as far as what do I do to keep from being depressed, I think you learn to compartmentalize. When I first started out, I thought, I'm never going to forget these people, and I'd try to keep a list, and then the list just got too big. And I have friends who will say, hey, do you remember so-and-so that lived over on so-and-so? And I might not remember the actual name, but I could probably tell you about how they made me feel, about what their house looked like, what their dog was. Oh, they had that pink guitar in the corner or whatever. So those memories do help. But I also do I have a lot of friends who don't do this work. I'm always going to have the worst day. It's a day in a job. Other people also have jobs that have bad days. So I've got friends who try not to compare that kind of thing. Lots of folks who make me laugh. I get out and hike a lot. We've met all three of us have been out in the world. So those kinds of things. Sports. I love sports. Love to read. Love to hike. I have a dog that's wonderful. So just lots of things. I've also started taking piano and guitar, so that has been a good outlet. Not very good at either one of them.
Oh, we're going to have a piano thing?
Not good at either one of them, but yeah.
Sue's...
I have a horrible sense of humor. I have a really, really dark sense of humor.
Oh, okay. That's
good.
Absolutely
That's
awful.
Really
if you ever,
fits right in here.
If you find yourself, I was thinking we were somewhere at lunch one time with my team, and you get a bunch of hospice nurses together or nurses in general together, and just don't. I mean, we're nice to you when you're in front of us, but don't expect that when we're out in the world.
Sure. As long as you were talking about the personal aspects, what is your experience with the family members going through the hospice experience? Has it changed people's idea about death and dying or about chaplains and religions?
Yes, it has. Wow. It has. I think we don't, and you were talking about, I've listened to your talk about death doulas and the death cafe. I think we don't talk about it enough. I think people should have what they want at their wedding and when they die. And the only way to do that is to have those conversations about death. So sometimes hospice is the first time that family members have finally heard, okay, this is what mama wants. This is what daddy wants. Something. And to hear that and to listen to that and to help, my job is to help those family members understand this is why that's important to folks. Yeah. And as far as the chaplain role, my hope is that I can come in to walk alongside someone, to accompany someone and a family into a new way of living. It does not, for me, I'm not out to save anybody. I am not out to save anybody. I am here to walk with you through this journey.
Most of the chaplains, that would probably be a prerequisite, right?
It should be, yes. Yes.
You don't go in there trying to convert somebody.
Now, there are some that have done that, and I can't speak to what that is. But for me, personally, we come from love, we return to love. How that gets there, I don't know. That's the mystery of the holy. So. Well,
tell us a story.
Oh, my man.
Before we wrap this up, tell us a story.
I've got several. I had somebody die with a lap dance. Not from me, but from their caregiver. So that was wild. I walked in and a fella had died, and his caregiver told me about how she went over to his bed and would like some pot. I'm just going to go ahead and tell this story because I've got to do it. And he said, no, I don't think so. And she said, okay. And so she said, well, I'm going to give you a lap dance. So she starts, we are sitting, he has died. We are in his bedroom on his water bed talking, this caregiver and I are, and we're doing this on the water bed. And she starts telling me this story. And she said, I just started giving him a lap dance. So she starts mimicking this lap dance on the bed.
With the body there.
With the body. And the body's in another room. The body's in another room. So, but it wasn't quite that. But she started mimicking this lap dance. And I remember sitting there thinking, I went to Vanderbilt Divinity School, and I spent a lot of money at Vanderbilt Divinity School, and I did not ever. No one told me this was going to happen. They charge you extra for lap dances, but that. I mean, and again, this was perfect for who he was.
Yeah.
He, you know, his caregiver loved him, and for whatever reason. But that's probably the funniest one. I've got lots
that's
more,
perfect.
but that's probably the funniest.
And that you're gonna go out in style. You're going out in style.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh gosh, I think
That's
there's
probably
nothing
enough.
we can do to top that. No.
No, that is it. Well, Khette, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank y'all for letting me be here.
We're going to get some information from you to put on our website about how to find hospice, how to find hospice resources. If you want to volunteer with hospice, that's a thing that anybody can do. And we will have all that available for anybody. And
and by the way, for our radio, I still say radio instead of audio.
Yeah.
You are wearing the most awesome shirt.
Yes.
This chaplain in multicolored rainbow letters. This chaplain loves you. Well,
Indeed.
we love this chaplain.
we sure
Thank
do.
you.
All right.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Cheers.
Cheers. This is just the first of many cheers
love
that I
it.
do
Very
with you.
great.
Okay.
That's right.
So,
All right, Sue.
taking action, we just did that. Upcoming shows.
Upcoming shows. I'm
All right.
working with. I am in close communication with Rachel Campbell, the chairman of the Tennessee Democratic Party, and we are trying to get our schedules lined up. Summertime and primaries and everything going on.
Right.
It's kind of dicey, but we are getting her on the show soon.
And our realtor friend who left town and is coming back, Rachel Owen, will be here to talk about buying, selling, and location for your house. And speaking of death doulas, Bree Clark, who leads the AARP's Death Cafes nationwide, just happens to be in Nashville. We are working on a date for her, getting her lined up, and we keep telling you about this, but it's happening because it's coming. It's coming. Speaking of D's, we are having our past guest taste test.
Mayonnaise.
It's all about mayonnaise.
Blinded mayonnaise taste test.
Yes, and that's all we can say right now.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, I mean, we have one confirmed.
Well,
past guest. We have more than one confirmed.
we have more than one confirmed past guest.
Yes, but we have a Duke's lover, Elizabeth Cook, who is going to be.
She's okay. I'm
She's
putting her.
in.
No, all right,
And
she's
I'm-
in.
I mean, and she's
And
seen.
we've
There's
got
3 scientific.
and you know
already
we got
studies.
Corey
Corey
Yance wants to come in. We've got a couple of others, but details stick.
Stick with us.
Yeah,
but
stay
mainly
tuned.
we're looking for Duke's lovers because they're going to understand that Duke's is not the best mayonnaise in the end.
Oh, go ahead, show your prejudice right out front. I'm never going to get anybody to come on the show now. Thank you very much. All right. So until next time.
Until next time.
Oh, wait a minute. The socials
Oh, yeah,
website
find us on all the socials, right? So we're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok,
and the YouTube.
We're not
We're
on.
never ever on.
Yes.
Now known as X. And here's my version of X. I'm never going to do that again.
Please don't ever do that again. I'd rather you sing. Okay.
Oh, you're going to get your you're going to get
I
your
would
wish.
rather get my
So
wish.
until next time,
When we gather on our audio front porch and grab a drink.
and solve all the problems of the world. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.